The Toronto Blue Jays are absolutely terrifying right now. We all knew that the Toronto Blue Jays were having a pretty decent season, but now the team is seemingly reaching new heights, and we are going to dive deep into this dramatic development and why I think the rest of the MLB should be very worried. At the time of recording this video, the Toronto Blue Jays are sitting in the final wildcard spot in the American League and have a record of 65-52. Don't let the fact that they're in the final wildcard spot fool you though, because this team is still very dangerous.
Says your name Danger Powers. No. Danger's my middle name.
The 2023 Toronto Blue Jays are playing a very different game than we've seen them play in the past. In years prior, the Toronto Blue Jays were a hit first and ask questions later type of team. They smacked bombs left, right, and center and were consistently in the top 5 in pretty much all offensive categories. Watching that team was fun and it was exciting, but let me ask you, how many titles have they walked away with recently? Now, I will admit that this year, the runners in scoring position, well, it's been frustrating. I know that everyone on Twitter was getting all over this team in that final game in the Cleveland Guardians series, and rightfully so. I think I speak for the fan base as a whole when I say that we are all very sick and tired of seeing runners get left on base. But with all of that being said, regardless of how they're hitting, we might still be okay, guys. And that is all thanks to the pitching staff. The Toronto Blue Jays currently have the best pitching in the entire MLB. Wow, I actually literally cannot believe that I'm saying that right now. The dysfunctional group from a year ago has transformed into an MLB juggernaut and is literally just mowing down lineups. And the beautiful thing about all of this is that the pitching is actually getting better as the season goes on. The Blue Jays lead the MLB with a 3.27 team ERA since the All-Star break, with the next closest team being Cleveland at 3.61. That right there is some straight-laced dominance from the Toronto Blue Jays hurlers. And it isn't just the starters, folks, it's the bullpen too. Since the beginning of July, the Toronto Blue Jays bullpen is ranked 5th in ERA. Think about how massive of a turnaround that is for this Toronto Blue Jays bullpen from the seasons that we've seen them put up previously. I mean, we literally used to live in a world where no runs were safe, folks. I don't think that my blood pressure could take another season like that. So actually having a bullpen that can shut teams down and hold on to a lead, it's just mwah, chef's kiss. And look, I know the runners in scoring position, it is a problem. This has been a problem and it's probably going to continue to be a problem. But listen to this record. Whoa, time for your daily Betway breather. A quick reminder that the best place to bet is on Betway. Must be 19 years of age or older to play in collaboration with iGaming Ontario. Please bet responsibly. Now, back to the content. Since the beginning of June, the Toronto Blue Jays are 36-24. The offense really hasn't been great through that stretch at all, but for whatever reason, the Toronto Blue Jays, they're still winning games. And that's because pitching wins championships. In the last decade, when we think about all of those World Series winners, and we think about what did they have in common, right? It wasn't that they all hit the most home runs or stole the most bases or even had the highest batting average. It was that those teams all had incredible pitching. The Toronto Blue Jays finally have that this year. They finally have that piece that they've been lacking for so long. And if I'm an opposing team to the Toronto Blue Jays, and I know that I'm going to be facing Kevin Gausman and Jose Barrios and Yusei Kikuchi, and then even after I'm done with those guys, I'm going to have to deal with this rock-solid bullpen. That is going to be really tough, guys. The 1-0 victories might not be so sexy, folks, but they still count the same in the win column, and I think that this team is built to win. But let me know what you think about all this in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, go Jays go!